At the edge of the astral reef, their tiny ship crossed into a sea that mirrored the stars. Beneath the glowing hull, deep light moved through the water, and the whole vessel answered with a trembling hush. On the deck, Moru, Luma, and Boro gathered close around the cosmic egg, as if guarding the breath before a miracle. Moru saw the first golden fracture reflected in his eye, and wonder held him perfectly still. Luma drifted nearer, her glowing gills brightening softly as the light inside the egg began to grow. Boro placed his hand beside the cradle, steady and watchful, while the deep hum of the reef stirred his silver beard. Even the ship seemed to feel it. Moss leaned toward the egg, and the lanterns pulsed like a living heart. Far below, a star whale passed through the water, and the spreading light across the shell quickened in reply. Then ancient runes rose around the cradle, and for one sacred breath, the world became still. A tiny, glowing hand pressed gently from within. Moru reached forward on instinct, then stopped, honoring the moment. The shell did not break. It opened into ribbons of golden light, and within them, a newborn form rested in radiant mist. Avato drew a first silent breath. Light awakened in his chest, in his hair, in the small stillness of new life. When Avato opened his eyes, he looked to Moru, to Luma, to Boro, and found warmth waiting for him. Then, with quiet uncertainty, he lowered one tiny foot toward the ancient wood beneath him. The instant he touched the deck, light raced through the grain, and the ship bloomed into a living meadow of stars. Silver leaves climbed the masts, the sails turned to gold, and with his first soft breath outward, Avato filled the air with magic. Moru could not hold back his tears. Joy trembled through him, bright and tender as the new light all around them. In Boro's hands, the old compass spun wildly, then settled into the same pulse beating from Avato's glow. Above them, the clouds parted, and 3 scribe squids descended through the light with quiet, reverent grace. They formed a sacred circle around Avato, their golden ink shining like thoughts made visible. With delicate strokes, they painted celestial runes in the air, and each symbol turned slowly around the child. Avato lifted his gaze to meet them, while far across the water, star whales rose in silent, shining witness. More symbols appeared, joining and widening, shaping a message older than memory and brighter than fear. At last, the runes became a great celestial map, floating above the deck and revealing a single, radiant path. Boro studied the map, the compass, and the child at its center, then spoke in quiet awe. The source of stars. The crew made ready. Golden sails caught the wind, and the ship turned toward the path written in light. At the bow stood Avato, small and radiant, with Moru, Luma, and Boro beside him as their new journey began.